Hey guys, how's it going? This here is a boroscope. I borrowed it from a guy at work. What we're going to do is we're going to use it to test out the, we're actually going to look inside the scooter combustion chamber and inside the intake and see how clean it is. So this actually takes video, so from here on out we're going to be on this. Here's the spark plug hole, and in we go into the combustion chamber, and see if I can snake this around here. It doesn't look too bad at all. There's a little bit of corrosion up at the top there. Actually, I'm going to switch this to, let me see if I can spin this around. It has a little bit of corrosion at the top, but it doesn't look too bad. I can't believe those cylinder walls look that good. Wish I could see snake this around, see if I could see the top of the piston a little bit better. I can't really. There's a little bit of carbon buildup on the piston. And a little bit of, I see a little bit of scoring there, but that's not too bad. Alright, I'm going to stop this, and I'm going to actually switch the camera view. Alright, so here's the side view. That's one of the valves. This is the edge where the head meets the piston, or meets the head meets the cylinder. Take a spin around here, and just see if we can see anything that looks super terrible, and pull that out a little bit. It actually looks very good. There's a couple little spots of rust, but that's nothing to worry about. I'm very impressed with how good this cylinder wall actually looks. Let's see if I can bend this around to see. Alright, the intake valve looked good. No, the intake valve's good. The seat looks pretty good. Spin this around again. Exhaust looks good. Intake looks good. Yep. All in all, it's pretty clean in there. There's the top of the piston that I wanted to see. Yeah, that's not super bad. But definitely you can tell it's been running with some bad gas in it. Oh, jeez. Look at that. That is some junk sitting right on top of the valve. Yep, there's the valve right there. And look at all that crap on it. Thankfully, the valve is closed, so none of this stuff made its way into the combustion chamber. There's a bug in there. Look at the bug. This is why you don't leave an engine open for a long period of time. Alright, so what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to flush this valve out. Probably put some Marvel Mystery Oil in there. Let it sit. And flush it out with a bunch of carburetor cleaner. But it's not in bad shape. It's just really scummy. And I wouldn't want to start the bike with that in that condition. But yeah, all in all, back into the piston here. It's really not that bad. Alright, fast forward a couple days. I was able to clean the intake out. Here, focus. Focus. I don't know if it'll focus. Anyway, that's nice and clean. And I took the intake off the motor, and you can see the fluid in there. It's hard to see, but that fluid is carburetor cleaner. So I left the spark plug in, and now the whole cylinder is full of that carburetor cleaner. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and stuff a rag in there very tightly, as tight as possible, and I'm going to give it a bath. Alright, well there she is, all clean. No more hay and grass and anything sticking out of anywhere. All the mold and stuff is off all of the electrical. You can finally see the gauges. Nice and clean. Got the bird crap off of it. I was able to clean the tires up. Took the belt cover off, just took the belt out. The belt's like brand new, but what would you expect for only 1,700 miles? I am going to change the gear fluid, but I'm not going to do that until I get the new O-ring that goes on that drain bolt. I am going to also drain the coolant, but I'm not going to do that until it's almost ready to put back together. I got the intake all flushed out. That's fresh gasoline that's in there, so I'm letting it sit in gas. You should have saw the black and brown fluid that came out of the spark plug, but right now it's coming out crystal clear. So after maybe an hour or so I'll drain it again. But yeah, I also have some other parts that I cleaned out. I cleaned out the actual cover, the coolant overflow, the cover for the clutch, the airbox, which the airbox had a little friend living in it. Yeah, so that's fun. So I'm glad I got that taken care of. And all the evap hoses, some of the vacuum lines and stuff like that, all that's cleaned out. I've got the new battery. I checked the fuel pump works, which is awesome. New spark plug, cleaned out the intake manifold, the boot. That little filter is for the clutch, and that's the gasket for the belt cover. So that's it for now. I'm waiting on some parts before I put it back together. I have this O-ring on order for the intake. I have a new gas tank that's coming in, a new sending unit for the gas tank, a few nuts, bolts, screws, stuff like that, and a few little other O-rings, a new screen for the oil filter, a new O-ring for the bolt there, and a new O-ring for the hydrostatic drive back here. But yeah, she's coming along. Not too much longer. I did hook the battery up, and it does turn over, so all the electrical's fine. I just have to make sure that it's nice and clean before we put any fuel to it and put the carburetor back on. Alright.